Okay, welcome everyone. I'm super happy that you're all here for my workshop tonight. It's nice to see so many faces. And I first wanted to just take a moment just to drop into the space to get all of our attention and our energy focused so that we could just all be present here. So I'm also just going to ask that when you do drop in, just make sure that you are on mute. So I'm going to ask you guys to just take a few moments now just to center your energy with me, and we're just going to take a few deep breaths in. So just close your eyes for me. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths in. And I want you to really see how you're pulling all of your energy, all of your thoughts, everything that's happened today, all of the stress, the worry, I have to do this still, I haven't done that. Just bring all of your energy and your attention back into your body for me. So tonight for me, it's really important because we're speaking about the light body, that we pay a lot of attention to what is happening within your body when we're doing the work tonight and when we're exploring these new ideas that's come through. And just taking a few deep breaths in and just seeing how you are calming your nervous system, how you are unplugging from the day, and just allowing yourself to spend the next hour here with me, taking in some brand new concepts, playing in the energies, and just having fun as well. Okay. So big deep breath in and out. Sigh out loudly if you need to. Perfect. Okay, so I'm very happy that you are here. I've got so much stuff to share with you tonight. And I think a lot of what I'm going to be sharing is some new ideas and a little bit different concepts that's been dropping in, that's been given to me. And and I ask you to please, during the whole session, I'm going to speak a lot about discernment tonight. I'm going to speak a lot about like, how does something feel in your body? And I think it's very important now, especially with all the new energies coming in, so many new strands of information coming in, that we really start becoming aware of what feels good for us and what doesn't. And I was reminded again today, as I was busy working with a client, there were brand new high frequencies coming in, and as it struck me, it was like, I need to first check in on this, and I want you guys to become very aware of how things feel in your body. So even if I speak tonight and I say something that doesn't resonate with you, chuck it out. If I say something that makes you feel, oh yes, that feels good, keep it, okay? Because we're learning to be more discerning about what resonates with our energy field versus what everyone else is saying. Okay, so if everyone else is saying, oh, that's cool, and your body's going, that's crap, then trust your body, okay? Because we don't all utilize the same information. We don't all resonate with the same information. And therefore, I always ask that you take what you feel is good for you out of my sessions, and the stuff that doesn't resonate, chuck it out, okay? And I think that is how we should all be going through the world at this point in time, because there's just so much stuff coming in, and there's a lot of bullshit being put out there as well, and we need to be aware of that. So my mission is to help people to really start trusting themselves and really feeling into who they are. And this is what this light body information is all about, is about like what is around you, what have you got available to you, and how you are basically in the perfect position to start tuning into your own inner knowing. Okay, so that's really my mission. So tonight is, I'm going to be talking through my copious amounts of notes. So I've got like a good 7-8 pages here that's like all dropped in over the last few days. And then I had to try and organize it all into a way that is not super boring and that I think will make sense to all of you guys. So we're first going to do that. And then once we're finished with that, we're going to go into a meditation where we're going to be working with the different energies, and I will also be doing some channeling while we're in there. And then what we'll do after that is we'll speak a little bit about my work and just how you guys can connect further with me. Okay, so Right, so I think we're going to start now, and then I'm also going to like open up some space for questions. So if there's anything that you want to ask or anything that you would like more clarity on, I'll open up a space. So I'll just talk a little bit and then I'll go, cool, let's do some questions. So just keep note of your questions. I don't always see all the chats going down the side. So just, yeah, feel free to ask the questions when we get to that part of the workshop. Okay, so that's all good. Anyone have any questions before I start? Okay, so cool. So everything is recorded. So yeah, okay, so let me just see. There's no questions there on the side either. Okay, so the first thing that happened was when I started asking my guides, like, what am I doing? Like, what am I going to be talking about? There was this like feeling, okay, Yolandi, you need to start talking about the light body and all of that. And I was like, well, that's a hell of a subject. What is it that you guys actually want me to like hone in on? And it was very cool. I was actually swimming with my friend on the weekend, and she picked up this beautiful black lava rock that looked just like a heart. And as we were standing with this beautiful rock chatting, and it was just like it just dropped on me. It's like, you need to start from the heart. And when we are working with the light body, we work from here outwards. And it was so cool because I was like, okay, well, this is great. So let me see where does this go? So when I started working and feeling into the heart, my guide showed me the electromagnetic fields. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a picture because this is, for me, I call this the donut. So when I refer to the donut, you'll hopefully know what I'm talking about. So let me just quickly go in here. And as I said, I actually created a little bit of a presentation with pictures because I do find it's an easy way for me to do stuff. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. Okay, so this is the energy field, right? This is our electromagnetic field, and everyone has got one, right? And right in the center, it starts basically from the center of your being, and you've got all of this energy that basically pulses out. So if you can imagine, your heart keeps moving in and out, in and out. And we have got one, I've got one, you've got one, everyone's got one. And we're basically connecting to each other with these beautiful fields that we've got. Okay, so for all the empaths out there, this is basically a scientific explanation of what's going on in your body when you are connecting with other people and you are feeling things. So if you come out of a place and you're completely drained, etc., this is basically why you are feeling so drained. Okay, so that was then shown to me, and I was like, okay, well, that's great, but what's the whole point of this? Okay, so because this field, the Earth has got exactly the same electromagnetic field. So it's got exactly the same donut structure as you and me have got. And the guide said to me, well, the whole thing is there's 3 states of our hearts when we are busy pulsing out these frequencies. So our heart can either be completely open, or it can be completely closed, or it can be in the position where it's open and closed. So it's literally opening, closing, opening, closing. Okay, so then when I started looking into completely open, it was like, okay, well, that's like everyone out there who are super empaths. That's the people out there who are literally in the space where they can't function because they feel too much, things are too hectic for them, etc. So their hearts are just really, really open, and they're basically just constantly receiving all of the information. So if you think about our planet at the moment, we have this planet where we have like extreme polarity. So we have like wars and murder and death and suffering and all of that. So if you're walking around the world with your heart like completely open, you're going to be experiencing all of those emotions, those feelings of everyone else the whole time. And it's going to be really hectic and it's going to be really overwhelming. Now, if your heart is completely closed, you're not going to be connected to any of that. You're going to be like, meh, whatever. I don't feel it, doesn't bother me, it's not there. But what the guides are asking us to start doing at the moment is start to be selective about like opening and closing our hearts and basically looking after our light container in a more succinct way. So becoming aware of when are my boundaries not set enough? When am I not using discernment when I'm connecting with the energies? Because we're basically responsible for this little pulsing thing here that creates our entire light body, because your whole light body starts from the point of your heart. So what are you doing? Are you walking around having yourself basically knocked out every time something bad happens? Or are you going, okay, cool, this is good for me, I've got my boundaries up, etc. So I want you guys to really start feeling and thinking about this, because this is the premise of how we step into that space of becoming sovereign in connecting with the energy that we carry around us. Okay, so that is just one point that I want to make out there. And the thing is, like, we've been placed on this planet. It's a planet that is like, polarity is one of the biggest things here. We don't have polarity all over the universe in all the other planets. This planet is specifically designed for us to be in the space of negative, positive, good, bad, dark, light. That's the whole point of this experience. And how we interact with those energies is entirely up to us. So how emotional am I going to be? How much am I going to be feeling into it? All of it, that is entirely up to you. And this is a big thing that's coming up now, is about taking responsibility for how we are interacting with all of the energies, because there's so many new energies coming in, and because there's so much new information and light codes, etc., coming in. We have to maintain our light bodies, and we have to look after ourselves during this process. Now, as I said to you, we've got our little donut pulsing. The Earth has got her little donut pulsing as well. So she does exactly the same thing, right? So we're literally little replicas of each other. So in the middle of her, she's got a beautiful heart that's basically pulsing out energy. You and I stand on top of her, and our energy basically connects with her energy. So if anything bad happens in the world, say like 9/11, we can actually scientifically pick up on how our frequencies and the shock and all of those type of things are affecting the Earth. So our light bodies are constantly touching hers. Okay, so we are constantly working with her. And as light workers and starseeds and healers, etc., like people who are concerned about the Earth, surely we must understand that how we are interacting, our vibrations, has got an effect on her. And part of the work that we are doing is we're basically making sure that our energy connects with her, and that in turn helps her to fill up and become more light. And like basically all of the energy particles within her is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because our hearts are more open, we're taking in more light. So we're basically feeding her at the end of the day with our light. And part of this whole thing, when people speak about ascension, is like, it's about filling up the light within us and then filling up the light within the Earth. Okay, so this is a very symbiotic relationship that we are having with Mother Earth. And it's really something that we need to become very aware of, because whatever we're doing, we're feeding into her system as well. Okay, hence our mission with Project Earthwork and those things, to really get in there and like really start upping our own vibrations to help the Earth at the end of the day. And this is all about then moving into that 5D consciousness. Now, if you think about the different periods of time that we've had on the Earth, okay, so we had like Lemuria, which was a very divine feminine energy. And when we were trying to see how's that going to work out, obviously we all know Lemuria fell. So just working in the energy of the divine feminine wasn't really the most optimal way of humans being on this planet. Then we moved to the next epoch, and we had like Atlantis. And that was really more about working with divine masculine energy, which again, as we know, wasn't a good idea. And that all went to pot as well. And now we're in the period where we're literally going, okay, at the moment, we're taking the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy, and we're putting this together to create unity, right? The Heros Gamos, the sacred marriage of these two energies. And this is now where humanity is at. And we're basically all trying to, from that space of unity within our hearts, trying to connect to the Earth. Okay, so we're using this energy the whole time, trying to heal our hearts, trying to make this little internal system of ours better, so that we can basically connect deeper to the Earth. Okay, so the whole awakening process and the remembering process that is happening now within humanity is really about like this heart space of ours being optimal. It's about this heart space of us like healing all of this. And this is really a big part of the work at this point in time. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So now what I want to show you guys is I then went into the actual construct of the light body. And then I said, okay, well, that's cool. So now if I have an open heart and everything is awesome and I'm really like working towards keeping myself in balance, having my masculine, my feminine energy in balance, and really like trying to control my emotions, have like all of my boundaries set up, really be in full awareness of what is happening within myself. Like what is the rest of the construct? So let me show you another picture here. Okay, so let me just quickly go to the next pickie. Okay. Okay. So when we think about the light body as we know it, we basically have like mental, emotional, physical, and etheric. Those are the basic ones that we all know about. But what my guide said to me is, we keep going as humans, everything's outside of us, right? So like when I speak to my clients, where's your soul at? Like no one ever says, oh, my soul's right here. No one ever says, oh, my Akashic records is right here. Everything that we've been shown and taught, everything is outside of us. We know the mental and emotional and physical, that's all here because that's what we've been given. But the rest of the stuff is actually right here within our energy field. So I thought, okay, well, I need to kind of show you the whole picture because all of this stuff is available to us right here in our own energy field. The shit isn't like out there somewhere and you have to now get into some like space so that you can access it. All of it is literally within your own energy body. So if you can imagine the space around you, you've got all your layers, and then you've got all of these beautiful light codes. You've got all of these like amazing information, your spiritual DNA, your cosmic DNA, your soul, your Akashic records, everything is right here, right now inside your body. So when the ancients kept on saying to us, like, know yourself, like everything is, the wisdom is within you, etc., it literally is. But we keep on being told that everything is outside of us. Okay, we all carry a unique blueprint. Like every single one of you, when your soul chose to come here to this planet, there's a blueprint that you carry, there's information that you carry, there's history that you carry, there's wisdom that you carry. You've got your own like unique past lives, you've got your own unique purposes that you have lived across multiple lifetimes on this planet and on planets before you came even to this space. Okay, and all of this information is right here, right inside of your body, inside of where you are, inside of your energy field. Okay, so you have all of this energetic information, but no one's telling us that we can access it. No one's going, well, guess what? You've actually got all the answers in you. Everyone tells us, but no one like shows us that we can actually start pulling on all of these like pieces of ourselves, right? And the more we open our awareness, the more we open our consciousness, the more we get into that space of understanding that living in 3D and 5D is actually what ascension is really about. It's about being able to be on this planet, to be here, sit on my couch, have this conversation with you guys, but be able to go into the higher realms that's here, right here, and so that I can connect to the energies and bring through what I need to bring through, that I can literally be hopping between these states of being, these dimensional frequencies all the time without having to go and have a lie down. Like I can literally be walking through my life and go, okay, cool, I'm getting this in, I'm getting that in, but I'm also super grounded, I'm also super present. Okay, so this is available to all of us right now. It's just a matter of starting to change our perspectives, to start looking at the way that we're actually constructed and put together in a completely different way. Okay, so we need to start opening up our awareness to these pieces of us and to how we're actually put together. So at the moment, what's happening is, because all of these beautiful like light codes and everything is hitting us, and everything feels very like discombobulated, and we're like almost like feeling quite ungrounded. It's because we're learning how to actually step into that space of working with the high frequencies and the high information the whole time. So you'll be walking, having a walk in the street, and all of a sudden something flies in and you're like, oh my God, I just had a download while I was busy walking. Okay, this is going to start happening more and more and more. And this is not something to be concerned about. It's just that we're actually stepping into that space, into that part of our evolution now, where this is going to become so commonplace. Okay, like I feel like the universe is literally like pounding us with like information, so much information, so many light codes. There's just so much shit coming in at the moment. And it's all about like, if you know that you're okay, if you know that you're solid in your energy, you can just take the information and you can start running with it. Okay, so these things are like really just so vital. Okay, so the other thing that's happening is that we've been told for such a long time that a lot of our power, a lot of access points, etc., lies with deities or like priests or gods or goddesses, etc. Now, I have no fundamental issue with that, but I have to explain to you guys how I see this. And obviously, this is entirely up to you, but this is what was shown to me. So if you can imagine, like say a deity like Mary Magdalene, whom I absolutely adore, I love working with her energy, etc. She carries the blueprint of the divine feminine, for instance, right? So she is an energy that is out here. She carries all of these energetic qualities, and me as an energetic being myself have got the ability to connect with her, get information from her, get messages from her, get help from her, etc. And that's basically what her role is. So if you think about like the angels or like ancestors or anyone else, like they are all blueprints of energy that we get to access. Okay, so they don't hold any power over us. They are basically beautiful containers of energy, information, and wisdom that we all get to access. Okay, so I look at it like there's like thousands and billions of strands of energy around my light body. And I can basically go, okay, cool. I want to today speak to my beautiful brothers and sisters in the Pleiades. And boom, I can go and I can pull that information closer and I can start using that information, right? So I can listen to it or I can feel it, whatever your clear ability is. If you see stuff, if you hear stuff, if you feel stuff, whatever your clear ability is, you interact with the energies in the way that you best can. Okay, and so every single one of these strands are basically available to us. Okay, so we have all of that information. If I work with a client, for instance, what I always do is I connect my energy with their energy, and then I can actually like interact, I can get information out of their light bodies. So that's how psychics and stuff work, right? They basically interact with the energies of other people, and then they can basically tell you what they are finding there. So if we can find information for other people, surely we must have all of this information around us. Okay, so I'm hoping this makes sense. So think about like the star beings have got a blueprint. Okay, so like all of these beautiful star beings, they've all got these beautiful blueprints. Sacred sites, for instance, if you think about being on the earth, sacred sites have got a blueprint. So when my energy body moves to that sacred site, for instance, and I stand there and I connect with the energy, there's information that I can get there. There might be pieces of me that becomes unlocked. There might be information that I remember. I might have memories of past lives, etc. So everything has its own little like magnetic, beautiful little light body. And we're all just little light bodies moving around and connecting with each other. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, because this is like a little bit wild in my brain. And the same for like your past over loved ones, like anything that is like not here on earth. Literally, if you start imagining these as like strands of energy that you're able to reach out to and connect with and talk to and bring through. Okay, but the one thing that is really important for me is that you need to feel into the energies. Okay, you need to feel into these energies, because there's a lot of good energies out there, but there's also a lot of not good energies out there. Okay, so it is really important that you are extremely discerning. Okay, your protection is basically ensuring that you ask for a sacred, safe space. You guys will always see when I start taking people into meditations, I always open up a sacred space. I always ask for great protection when I start working with the energies. And this is just good practice, right? We have to be in that space where we have to feel, because there's a lot of energies coming through now that doesn't always have the highest good connected with them. And if we don't ask our higher self, our soul, to basically look after us and our experiences, then we will encounter energies and information that might not be as good as we think that it is. Okay, so it's really important that you're super discerning about the stuff that you're channeling at the moment. So the whole thing here is all of this, everything that I'm speaking about tonight is really about finding your truth. It's about starting to figure out, like, who are you? What is it that you believe? Like, how do you interact with all of these energies? It defines you, okay? It defines your truth. It defines you as a person, as the fact that you get to know yourself. So sitting in meditation, like starting to talk to yourself, starting to speak to your soul about who you are as a person. What is your purpose? Why are you here? That's what all of this stuff is about. That's why our light bodies are so important, because it literally carries all of the information about why you are on this earth and what you are meant to be doing here. Okay, so there's various ways of getting all of this information, but you have to start somewhere. Okay, and that's what I'm hoping tonight, by understanding more about like what's actually available to you, you can start investigating. You can start finding out more about like connecting with these different aspects of yourself, so that you can get to know yourself better. And the whole point is, when you get to know yourself better, you get to heal your heart better. And at the end of the day, you impact this earth and every single person on this earth. Okay, so your body is going to be your biggest ally in any journey. Okay, your body is the thing that will tell you this feels good. Your body is the one that will guide you back towards your truth. So the more information, the more questions you ask within your own energy field, the more you get. Okay, and you have to trust. If she's going, it's a no. If she's contracting, if she's uncomfortable when you hear information, then don't take that information. You have to start listening to your bodies. You have to ask the questions. You have to make the time to actually get into that space of exploring yourself, your emotions, your feelings, all of that, because that basically leads you back to who you are. Okay, and that's the whole path of ascension. For me, ascension is all about like getting into that space of starting to know yourself better. Okay, and then the last thing that I just want to touch on today is source energy. Okay, now as much as I love all of the other energies of all of the divine beings out there, the boss, the winner, the best one out there is literally source energy. Okay, so as you know, we come from divine source. We were all sparked by the divine, ended up here, we're doing our thing, and that source of energy is one of the most powerful and most beautiful energies in this universe. It is literally the thing that connects everything. And I think so often we get so obsessed with getting information from like all the light beings and the star beings and the angels and all of those goddesses and gods and everything out there. But we forget about the central point. Okay, working with source energy. And source energy is pure divine love. And what else, what better energy to heal your heart with than starting with source energy? Okay, and we can all work directly with it. We're also connected to source energy. So one of the things that I've really been making part of my own practice is actually getting into the space of working with source energy. And I think we get derailed sometimes and we forget that we come from there, and source and earth so connected as well. Earth comes from source as well. So there's this beautiful, beautiful deep connection. And the heart amplification that happens when we actually work with source energy is quite remarkable. And it has a beautiful impact on everyone around you. So as you saw, your little light donuts, like the more we're actually working with the right energies, we actually get to amplify that really like out there. Okay, so I think it's just my last few words before we go into the meditation. There's a lot of dismantling happening and reconstruction and new ways of doing things at the moment. And it is really uncomfortable. And I think we're watching like the old structures fall, and we're all like in that space where we're feeling like, oh my goodness, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. Where's the world going to end up being? All of that. But all of this uncomfortableness is needed now. And in all of this uncomfortableness, people like you are needed to become beacons of light for other people. We are needing people to stand strong and to be firm and to be like in their power again, so that other people can be inspired by you and go, oh my goodness, I don't have to freak out because the whole world's going to shit. I can actually like just come back into myself, back into my center. Because the moment we are in our truth and we are in our power, we are grounded, we are rooted, we become beacons and anchors for other people out there, so that the whole world's not basically going to fall apart. And I do think there's a bigger and bigger call constantly for more people are waking up regardless of what any of us are doing. Okay, there's a huge awakening happening in the world, as you can all see, and people are lost. Okay, so the more you can focus on finding that strength and that anchor point, the bigger difference you're going to make in the world. And let your truth be that. Let your truth be your anchor point. Okay, so that's basically my 2 cents worth. Right. Thanks, Natasha, for laughing at me, babes. Okay, so now what I want to ask. I am going to go and take you guys into my healing grid. We're gonna do some group work, so we'll connect with our light bodies, and I'll see what the guys bring through for that. But what I want to ask is, if you want me to so I'm going to choose 2 people tonight that I will basically go into your spiritual DNA, and I will decode a strand of DNA for you and give you a message. But I also just want to say, before you all go and put your hands up, like, you know, we never know what's going to go through. If you're feeling too vulnerable, or you don't want anything to be shared with people out in the open, this is obviously a public forum. So just, if you do want to raise your hand, and I might choose you. Just what's it? The little emoticons thing at the bottom, reactions thing. There's little yellow hands there. Okay, cool. I can already see more hands up. Yay! Okay. So, cool. So I'm just going to choose 2 people, and then I'm not going to tell you who they are. Let me just go through the list. Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. I've got 2 names. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you guys now is make yourself comfortable. Oh, shit. Sorry. Did anyone have any questions? I'm like on a whole trajectory here. Anyone got any questions? If you do, put your hand up. Let me just quickly check if anyone. Okay. So take yourself off mute if you do have any questions about what I just spoke about. If no one has any questions, then that is awesome. Okay. Trust me to forget halfway through what I said. See, I'm still learning to do the 3D, 5D thing, like my brain's still learning. Okay, fabulous. So let's go. Okay. Right. So I'm going to ask that you guys take a deep breath in. Okay. So as I said to you guys, it's always really important when we start this work that we create a sacred, safe space, so that we know what energies we're bringing through and what energies we're working with, and that we know that we can trust the energies. So I'm going to ask you now to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths in as I open the circle, and I'm calling in all the guides. If you haven't been to one of my sessions before, I do speak light language. So if you don't know light language, I'll be channeling all sorts of different languages tonight. And that is basically me connecting with the different energies and then bringing those through in different languages. So don't get a fright and run away if you do hear me speaking in weird languages. This is all part of the work that I do. And these languages are literally energies that we bring through that lands on your body, and it unlocks things and it heals things. Light language is just amazing because the energies do what they need to do. Okay, so just allowing yourself to receive tonight, be in that space of opening up your heart tonight and allowing whatever needs to come through for you to come through. So now as we open the circle, I'm calling on the guides to allow this space to be a safe space for everyone who's listening to the recording, as well as the people live here on the call with me tonight. And as we open the circle, Darashiko, Seresia, Helishiandra Ke, Militia Kundra, Sekurusia Se, Alicia Trenda, Dimitriako, Salisho Kundra Kiate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Malisho Kusanda Kiase. Right, so, okay. So we're going to go into the healing grid today. I'm just going to see where exactly. Okay, cool. Right, so what my guides are showing me tonight is we're going to go to this really cool new place that we've been playing with. So allow yourself to just be shown by my words tonight, to feel through my words, and just to have your heart opened up. And even if you don't see anything, it doesn't matter. Just know that you are in a beautiful, safe space. Whatever needs to come through for you tonight will come through. So visualizing yourself now coming up this beautiful little staircase that goes on the side of this mountain, a really, really high mountain. And as we're walking up this little staircase, we're going right up, 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 right up to the top of the mountain. And as we get right to the top of the mountain, it's a beautiful flat mountain and we're really high up. And as you stop to look around, you can see all the other mountain peaks. And if you look down into the valleys, you can see the water and you can see the snow on the peaks of the mountains as well. And as you go right to the top of the mountain and you step onto the beautiful big crystal platform, the big crystal square, and just seeing yourself now standing there, connecting your feet to this beautiful platform and allowing yourself just to feel the gentleness of this energy that surrounds us all right now. Seeing us sitting in a beautiful circle all together. Our energy fields all connecting, a beautiful donut energy. And I want you to bring your attention now to your heart, to the center of this field of yours. And just take your hand and place it on your heart right now. Sianda sokoro shia masela shia seki ratiana rate kuru siane shakira siande katiate. And as we ask the guides for the strength for our hearts to go into this brand new period of life, this brand new period on our beautiful planet, This period where we need all the discernment that we can get, we need all the strength that we can muster. We need to be able to be sovereign within our own hearts, to be the masters of this energy that we carry, this precious, precious energy, your own divine and unique blueprint that you carry. And we're asking tonight for whatever healing it is that you need to be in this space of finding your power again, finding your anchor again on this planet. Whatever it is that you need tonight to remember why you came here. That beautiful light that is in the center of your being, in the center of your heart. As we start igniting that energy within the center of your being again. And as you see this beautiful flame right in the center of your heart, as it goes bigger and bigger, seeing the beautiful energy field starting to expand. And as these fields expand, we are able to connect with the higher dimensional energies. And as these higher dimensional energies are calling us back, as we're in 5D, we move to 6D, and beyond, we use our beautiful energy fields to start connecting with the higher dimensional frequencies. So as you expand your own energy field, become aware of all of the information surrounding you. Become aware of the access points into your own information. Become aware of the codes and the keys that you carry within your field. And as we now reach out, seeing yourself pulling the beautiful energetic the golden code towards yourself. And as you place it in your hand, and we call in your higher knowing, your higher wisdom now. I want you to tune into that energy that you are holding within your hand. I want you to tune into that energy and ask your guide to open your heart and take the message that is in the code and place it into your heart right now. Our hearts are the translators of the information that is coming to us now from the entire cosmos. Your heart is the translator of the information buried within your own energetic structure. Your heart is the translator of your records, of your past lives, of the wisdom that you have stashed away here within your own energy field. So when you start listening with your heart, you can decode all of this. You can connect with all of this. Masiolo shendra kia le tiriti ate kiande isiate, but malitia terati anda kiate ishotaratin. We are all learning to do this. Urusiate. We are starting again. Holoshiandra kesite. And some of you have already got information, and some of you are starting to listen. Horoshiande kiate hisiate. But this is a process of trusting yourself. Trusting, listening to your heart. And the more you listen to your heart, the clearer you will be able to understand the information that is around you. But you have to come back to your heart. You have to come back to listening to this beautiful heart. So take this message and ask your higher self to give you the message that you need tonight to help you to take the next step towards finding your truth, expanding to your truth within yourself. Taking that information from your beautiful heart. And what you're being shown tonight, your next step. I ask you to honor this. So often we ask and we don't action, we don't move, we don't listen. There might be fear within you. There might be pain in your heart tonight. There might be parts of you that's scared to go down these roads. Scared to go down these pathways of new, unknown information. To walk back into the darkness. But just look around you. Look at your beautiful, beautiful, powerful, your light body. Look at who you are. Look at everything that you carry. See all of this energy moving around you. This is all you. This is not anyone else. This is your magic. This is your amazingness. This is who you are out in this world, in this universe. And we are not the same. No one single person carries the same blueprints or information or strands within them. Not one single person. You are so unique. You are so unique. So take that message and place it in your heart right now. Okay, so we're just gonna allow that to just be in that energy of your light body now. So as I'm now gonna call Tarashokan, I'm gonna ask Dagmar to step forward for me, into the middle of the circle. Visualizing yourself now walking right into the center of the circle with me. Allowing yourself to sit down. And I'm now going to sit down here in front of you. I'm going to ask you to visualize placing your hands on your knees with your palms facing upwards. And I'm going to now put my hands on top of yours as we start to connect our energy field together. And as we connect our energy field together, I'm sending a big beam of golden light from my heart to yours. And I'm going to ask the guides tonight, to allow me to start tuning into into your energy and to see. Okay, so when I take the DNA strands and I open them up, and I start connecting with the strands. Okay, so so I've got strand number 14. Okay, so I'm just going to open this up now. And I'm going to ask the guides to just show me what I need to see here within the strand for you. Taratendali to Taratekia Setrania Lataki Saya Trichataretianda Karatayana Laye Kutrinia Kekiasin. Okay. So they're taking me into a life here, where I can see you walking in the forest. Okay, so I'm just going to allow them to take me further into this. So I'm by this huge big tree next to a stream, and I'm watching you reach underneath the roots of the tree, Aleshanda, and you're taking out a bag, like a weird velvet type bag, very small, like the size of my palm. And as you are opening up the bag, there's a gold medallion, and the medallion was given to you by the grandmother, the grandmother that was taken away by the people, the grandmother who could see things into the future, the grandmother who was your mentor and your teacher, and she upheld a long line of ancestral knowledge that she gave to you for safekeeping, and it was encoded back into this medallion. And inside this medallion, is the heritage, and the information and the that needs to be brought back up. So as you, in that lifetime, you had to hide this information, and because the lineage was severed, and they were all killed, you could never decode the information that was on this medallion. So the message for you from the guides is that you have already started to bring through the information from that lifetime again. And even though you can't put it all together right now, you are in the process of assimilating all of the information. And I keep seeing these spirals, there's these spirals happening, and there's great energies, but from the earth that wants to come up now and work with you. So so the earth energies feels really, really strong here. And this doesn't have to be complicated. She's back as a guide. She's back as a guide. She needs to show you what to do. You just have to sit down. You have to sit down and start creating the spirals. You have to sit down and start creating the spirals. And you will know exactly how to walk, and you will know exactly how to get there. So as we now infuse light here, and we place that back. Okay, so I'm going to ask you just to join the circle again. Okay, so let me see. Okay, okay, I'm going to ask Melanie, will you come into the middle of the circle? Okay, I want you to sit down, please. And I'm going to ask you to place your hands on your knees, palms facing upwards. And I'm going to connect with your energy. Okay. Matetania karasekunia latahia tekiandra sekutianana hilishake asandara sikurusiaten itianala hekoroshiandaki siatrandakiula tahiaten. Okay, I'm going to place my hand on your throat right now. So, the one standing behind you, Toshiange from the stars, Masiala Sikuratiande Kiara Satayando Kalahiamba. He's asking Turutata about the languages, Rasin Turusia Ketatli Tiate, and the codes, the glyphs, Parasinda Kialata Yonda Kisitiriniate, and the throat, Yatarasin Dulusia Kerasiande, and those glyphs and those words and the languages, Masiokurusianda Sekutrianda, wanting to come out to be heard by all of the the ears that you have surrounding you. So he's placing his hand on the back and the front Hasantayata of the throat, Letiandra Securitiate, Letia Matekiana Sarakiate, and as he sends Suratatia Lataratakiata, the energy, Husandakiatra, of the activation in them, Masio Kurusi and Dakielashia Trete Handatia Taratsokotarania Lahama, Hetroshi, Tiana, Isiandara Securisiate Kiate, because those glyphs, those Durichatara signs, Salasium Kurusiate, they are bringing energies for Taratsiatekianda from further beyond than what you have journeyed up to this point in time. And he comes from the planets that are beyond what you can see and what you know so far. So the new codes that you are bringing in is going to start new vortexes of energy that's working on new levels, deeper levels within the earth, and the grids of the earth as well. But you know this. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I'm just gonna thank you for your energy, and I'm gonna ask you to just step back as we all now step back into the circle. Sandalehia Sekuratiane. So as we now all together here, back again in this beautiful circle, Sandaleshia Kerasiaten. I'm calling in the energies of the beautiful light beings, and as we bring down all of the new codes that the individuals need to receive tonight, asking that you allow this to land in the higher consciousness of all of the people opening up that high vision, the vision that connects to the higher realms, and so that they can see the pathways and the steps for moving forward at this precise point in time for them. Malishoko, Satriniata, Elishiake, Sarasiate, Kiandarata. And as we allow these, to come through as they need, Malishokorose. And now as you tune back into the center of your heart, we call in the energy of divine source, calling in that beautiful energy right from the center of the universe. See that light come into your crown right now, down into your body, that beautiful, beautiful soft light, that divine love energy, and allow that to just fill your entire being with so much love. Your energy field, feel it expanding, feel yourself connecting with everyone here. Feel all of our beautiful fields merging and all of this love. And just allow yourself to be in this. Misioka sendale hisiake. Radrekiane. Okay. Right. So we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to bring our awareness back into our bodies right now. And then we're going to allow ourselves to get up and slowly, slowly make our way down the little pathway, all the way down the mountain, all the way back to where you started from. And now as you plant your feet on the earth, we call on the energy of Mother Gaia to come and hook into our hearts tonight, to pull us back down into earth, to secure us to her energy field again. And as you see yourself now pulling your awareness back into your physical body, and we're just thanking all of the beautiful energies that came through tonight. And as we now just take a moment to thank your beautiful soul, to thank Source, all of the energies, the guides, all of it. And as I close the circle now, Tashundra, Misia Kura, Sekiala, Hishodrinda Kiala, Himarate Kurusia se Asiandala Shekirvia, Sekundro Kiala Mahetra Kia Sekiande, Shetrekiane. Thanking all of this beautiful energy. Mia Sokura, Sekiala, Evarasi Andake Ushiate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now allowing yourself to come back into the room, back into the space. Okay, gently start moving yourself around, moving your body. Okay, perfect. Pleasure, Marie. Okay, cool. So, everyone back, hopefully. Pleasure, Melanie. Okay, cool. So, wow. Okay, so that is basically just what I wanted to share with you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the workshop. If you do want to work with me directly, please go and have a look at my website, divinesoul.me. There is some coaching packages there for decoding DNA. There is some other sessions to go and have a look at your past lives, work with the Akashic records, and just find out some more information. Okay, so it was really awesome to have you all here. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I hope you're going to have an amazing evening. And thank you so much for being in my space. And I really appreciate you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Cool. Let me just stop that.